Hi, we're going into a busy time of year where there are a lot of parties between now and New Year's. Between Thanksgiving and New Year's, some of us have a pretty full social calendar, and some of us do a lot of entertaining at home. This is for the people that like to have parties at their house. I've organized some useful tips and tricks to help you better plan your party. The key to having a party is to be organized. Throwing a party can be a little bit stressful, especially if you are busy with work and family and life. Here are some tips and tricks to minimize the stress in getting yourself organized. It's a simple checklist that I think you'll find very useful. And it's broken down into days, so it's a 3-day plan. And it's a great outline for planning your party fun. So you should have some idea of what your menu is going to be. And when you plan your menu, what I do is I'll print off all of my recipes that I'm going to be preparing for that meal. And I'll go through the list to see what is it that I have in my cupboards already, and I'll start my grocery list then. I put it all into my phone so that when I go to the grocery store, I can just take them off as I shop. So 3 days before, you should have an idea of the menu. You want to call your guests and see, does anybody have any allergies or any special food requests? Plan the tables and the settings and the centerpieces. Do you have enough dishes? Do you have enough cutlery? Do you have enough glassware? If not, you have a few choices. You can borrow them from a country club or friends or your church, or you can buy them, or you can rent them. I'm more inclined to rent things. You can rent glasses, tables, chairs, tablecloths, everything that you need for a home party, you can rent it. And if you decide to rent things, the bonus of it is you just send it all back dirty. They deliver it with the plates all wrapped up, the glasses are all in their own boxes, cutlery's all separated, linens are wrapped up. And then when your party's over, put everything in a bag, they take it away dirty the next day. It's really not that much more expensive either. And what is your theme or your color scheme? Do you need special flowers? Do you want to talk to a florist about the flowers that you need? Maybe something special for a centerpiece on the table. What I like to do is I take my vases to my florist and they put everything in the vase for me. I bring them home and that's all I have to do is set them out where I need them. You want to check your tablecloths and your napkins if you're using your own. You check your tablecloths and napkins to see if they might have some stains or if they need to be starched. Can you send them out to have them laundered? Or are you going to opt for something that's paper? Do you have enough chairs for everybody? Do you need a table for the children? Do you need some extra help with the bar or need wait staff to help you serve? Ask someone at your favorite restaurant to help you. The reason I mention that is because in the beginning, when we'd invite a number of people over, my husband would be making drinks for the people that already arrived at the party, and I'd be greeting everybody at the door, and it was kind of like a pregnant pause because he wasn't there to greet people, but he was busy at the bar. So if your party's a little bit big, I would recommend that you bring a bartender on just for a few hours, and then it takes the workload and the separation off of greeting your guests when they arrive. Now, 2 days before, you want to clean the house, you want to arrange the furniture, and you want to remove any furniture if it's in the way. Say you've got an ottoman in the middle of a path where people are going to be walking. This gives you time to consider the seating arrangements and the people flow. Clean your refrigerator and keep some shelves in there empty. Clean the clutter from your kitchen counter because you're going to need that extra space for all of the platters and things on your countertop. If you don't have room in your cupboard for your toaster or your blender, stick it in another room, get it off of the counter, and keep things clutter-free. If it's a cocktail party, set up your bar. Put out the liquor, the mixes, bar tools, glassware, ice bucket, cocktail napkins, and anything that doesn't need to be refrigerated. You can put your wine and champagne in the refrigerator, and you can buy ice or make it and put it in baggies, or maybe some of you already have your ice maker in the house, but make sure that you have ice on hand. For a dinner party, you want to set the table with the centerpieces. You want to set it with the cutlery, plates, napkins, salt and pepper, and the utensils. Organize your cups for coffee and dessert, plus the utensils that you're going to need for those as well. And organize your serving dishes with little post-it notes. I organize my serving dishes with if it's a spoon or a fork, whatever I'm going to use to serve it with. And I put a little post-it note on that to say mashed potatoes or green beans or whatever it is. Pick your party music. Make a playlist. Parties really need a variety of music. I think music is so important. People underestimate the gap in conversation or just that background music playing while the party's going on. I think it's important. There are a lot of great internet stations that don't have any, that are commercial free. One of our favorites is Aardvark Blues. We love that station, and that's always playing in the back when we have a party. You want to place the candles around where you want to have them and have matches on hand. Don't go looking for those the day of the party because you forgot to put them out. This is one that's kind of near and dear to my heart. Take some of your vases and put them in a nearby cupboard. A lot of times your guests might bring you beautiful fresh cut flowers, and then if you're stuck running around looking for a vase to fit those flowers into, and that takes your time away from being with your guests. If you have your vases ready, then you know, just grab it from the cupboard, put some water and drop in the flowers, and then set them out wherever you need them. One thing that I like to do is when I'm going to a party, I like to take flowers in a vase to my host or hostess. That way they're not fussing around trying to find something to put the flowers in. And I just think that's a little extra touch. And I say that because I've been there when you have flowers coming in. Check the closets where the coats are going to go. Make sure that there are enough hangers and that there's enough space. I can't tell you the number of parties I've gone to where the hostess has the closet filled, or the host has the closet filled with their family clothes. They say, oh, just put your coat in the closet. There isn't a hanger in there. It's stuffed full of winter coats. There's shoes all over the place. Make that a nice clean space for your guests so that they can hang up their clothes. The day before, you want to bake your desserts and side dishes, or you want to bake your desserts and you want to get your side dishes ready that can be refrigerated. If there's some prep to do before tomorrow's party, then get it done. That's like chopping veggies, cutting your bar fruit like your lemons and limes. You can line your pie plate with the bottom dough. My sister goes one step further and she rolls out her top dough, and then she puts that on a baking sheet, and that's in the refrigerator, all wrapped up with some plastic wrap, and then that's all ready to just put the filling in. It's clever, huh? If you're having the party catered, double check with the caterer about the delivery time and the price. You want to have that all set so that there's no surprises when they deliver things. Then you want to create your timetable for cooking because you're cooking the next day so that everything is coordinated at the same time. Decide what you want to wear. Check to see if it needs ironing. How are your shoes? Do you have your stockings? I know a lady that used to have a party every year, and every year she wore the same dress. And one year I got there a little bit early to help her, and she couldn't find her dress. And it was behind the dryer, the same place where it was after she washed it last year, so which is kind of funny. You want to have your clothes ready for the party. Mentally walk yourself through your party. Walk through the rooms, check for any obstacles, and do any rearranging. On the day of the party, this is the day of the party, folks, have a really good breakfast. That's important. You should begin your food prep, the rest of your food prep, and everything should be organized so that you know when you're going to start cooking because you wrote it down the day before. So you cook according to your planned schedule. Walk through your house, fluff your pillows, put away any paper piles and any clothes clutter. Clean the front walk, clean your front step. That's really good feng shui before your guests arrive. Set your timer 30 minutes before everybody's going to come. And now it's time for you to get dressed. Just before your guests arrive, walk outside your house and then walk back inside to check for any odors. Light the candles, turn up the music, adjust the lights, take a deep breath, exhale slowly, and have a really good time. If there are any children that are coming, then give them jobs to greet guests. to take coats to help them prepare the younger guests for dinner. And if you're going to have after dinner drinks, like say the men are going to have whiskey or an aperitif or something like that, have those glasses ready too. Make sure that they're all clean, that that part of the bar is also set up. So that's what I wanted to share with you this year about how to throw your party. But there's one more thing I wanted to include in this, and it's about table manners. I think that there's a sad lack of table manners these days. People don't have a clue what fork to use or what knife to use, or that they're supposed to put their napkin on their lap. There's a real disconnect because more and more people are eating with their hands. Hamburgers, sandwiches, hot dogs, wraps. People don't use as many utensils as they used to. This is a really good book. I have given this to a lot of my family members. It's called Table Manners and How to Behave in the Modern World and Why Bother. They're really simple tips for sitting down to a table and which fork you take first, how you use your knife. One other thing that doesn't mention in here is that when you sit down to eat, wait until your hostess sits down. That's your cue. You don't begin eating until your host or hostess are at the table. That's good manners. So this book is by Jeremiah Tower. He was a chef that was really instrumental in the 70s or in the 80s at Chez Panisse, and he reimagined American cooking. He was so important for our time. Anyway, this is a great book to share. That's all I have to tell you today. It's a little bit of a long video. If you're interested at all in a video on how to set the table, I'd be happy to do that as well. If you want a full copy of the plan, let me know. If you can include your address in any of the comments, then I'll send it up from my Pushing Plants account. So thanks for watching. Have a great day. Have a really nice Thanksgiving and a great holiday season. Thanks for watching. My name's Jill. Bye.